So I went to see The Incredibles 2 the other day, and what I expected is more or less what I got. A decent film, decent animation, overall, I was pleased that I bought the ticket to go and see. I went to see it with my fiance, but before Incredibles 2 started was a short film made by I do believe it was a Japanese-Canadian director and producer who just blew me away before Incredibles even started. And I'm finding it hard to talk about it because it is such a beautiful little short and nobody else is talking about it. I haven't seen any reviews from any of the big review guys. I haven't seen them even talk about it in their Incredibles 2 talkthroughs. And it's an incredible shame because this short film is absolutely gorgeous and touches on something that isn't touched on very often. And that's called empty nest syndrome. What is empty nest syndrome? Empty nest syndrome is loneliness, it's grief, it's regret that a parent, usually a mother, but it can be both a mother or a father or both at the same time, feel when their first or both or their last child leaves the house to go on their own. They're not sure if their child is going to be able to do it. They're not sure if they're going to be able to make it. And they feel lonely that the house is now more empty and there's less in it. And this little short film touched on that without saying a single word. The film's name is Bao, or Bao. I'm not totally sure on the pronunciation, and I apologize for that. But it touches on this in such a beautiful way in 8 minutes that no film 2, 3, 4 hours long or any documentary could even try. It's absolutely beautiful. The story is a Japanese lady and her husband, and she makes some, I believe it's dim sum, the dumplings that's stuffed with, meat or whatever. I think it's called dim sum. Delicious, by the way, for her and her husband. Her husband quickly eats it up and then heads off, presumably to work. So she is left alone in the house. Now she's about to eat her last dumpling. It starts to cry. So this dumpling is now sentient, essentially. It grows, a body and little feet, and she is overjoyed with this little dumpling. She takes care of it, she takes it out with her, and, puts a little hat on it and feeds him and makes sure he's okay, because he's only a little dumpling, so, he runs into a pole or something like that, and she needs to, go home and fix his head. And it was really cute. And then eventually the dumpling starts to feel overprotected by the mother, because the mother is obviously very protective. It wants to go play with some friends, play soccer, and the mother doesn't let her, or him, go play. So the resentment there grows, and eventually he leaves the house with his friends, comes back with somebody, presumably a woman that he's been dating for some time, shows that they've been engaged, and is like, I'm done, I'm leaving, and leaves. But just before he's able to leave, the mother eats him. Yeah. That was a twist I didn't see coming. So the mother eats him, and then of course she feels unimaginable grief for essentially killing him. So she goes to bed crying, and then the real son comes in. So obviously this was a manifestation of her actual life over the years of her actual son. And her actual son comes in with this little box filled with these little, donut dumplings or something that they used to eat all the time, and starts to cry. He sits next to his mother on the bed. She sits up with him, and they eat it, and they cry together. Because they're both so sad, but she's so happy that he's back in his life. I'm actually tearing up because this story is absolutely, I'm just reliving the movie in my head, and it's absolutely beautiful how it's told. And the end of the movie is a nice happy ending where the son is back in the mother's life with the fiance, and the fiance is making dim sum with him, and he has no idea how to do it, and she does so well, and it's a cute little joke at the end that about that. And then the movie ends, and then The Incredibles 2 starts. This movie was better than The Incredibles 2. It portrayed a better story in 8 minutes. It portrayed a better message in 8 minutes. It was something new. It was something different. It showcased something that's not showcased often enough. and that is empty nest syndrome. It made me want to go and call my mom, for God's sakes. Like, it was eye-opening, and it was beautiful. The animation was gorgeous. The storytelling, while there was no dialogue, was perfect and on point. You could understand everything that was going on and what this mother was going through. And I just want to share that fact. I want to share that this film exists and that you should find a way to watch it. Whether you don't want to go see Incredibles 2, but you want to support something like that, go and watch just that and then leave Incredibles 2. But just in some way, please attempt to watch this film. It's called Bao, B-A-O. I haven't found it anywhere that you can watch it online, but I will keep looking, and if I find something, I'll put it in the description, because it's a movie that really needs to be seen. It's beautiful, and it was gorgeous, and it's the first film in a long time that made me actually feel something other than just a distraction for 2 hours. Watch this film. Support people like this. And thank you to Pixar and Disney for supporting these two and obviously lending your animation talents to this short film, because it's something that deserves to be made and seen. That's it from me for today. I will see you all next time. If you find and enjoy this film, please let me know in the comments what you thought of this particular short film, because it definitely touched me. So thank you much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.